Alright guys, check this out. Good timing to talk about the dollar Canadian. We haven't been here for quite a while. I mean, there was not much to talk about. Price was just kind of drifting downwards. And it took its time, right? Like 10 days of just sliding downwards in a modest fashion. But we always knew that there was a good chance that price will have a bit of a downside correction. Obviously, there was a big move, right from the beginning of 2020. Price had turned around, and it started hammering upwards. And take a look at that move. Almost no corrections. I mean, I would say no corrections up until that high. So now we have the first real downside correction, which is expected, right? But I wasn't talking about the dollar Canadian because I felt that when the time is right, price will come off, it will come down significantly, and then it will hit one of these two strong technical elements, and only then it will be interested again to come back and talk about it. But it will also be more interesting from the operational point of view. You know what I mean? Because when price was starting to go back down, right, when it turned around here, we took some profit and we kept the position very, very small as possible, because we knew price was gonna go for a correction. We wanted to stay in, we wanted to keep this position alive, and we wanted to have some skin in the game, because we knew that when price hits that 200-day moving average, or we were more, to be honest, we were thinking about 32.08, even more. Then we knew that if price hits one of these two, elements, technical elements, then we would be able to double down, right? We took most of the profit we had on when price was turning back down. We kept it small, and when price, it hit that 200-day moving average and started to turn around, that's where we felt confident again to hit. To open fire, and we doubled down here. That was just yesterday, with this lovely engagement with the 200-day moving average. When we opened the market today, we saw price kind of beginning to establish some positive momentum, and we felt comfortable to pull the trigger again. All right, so we're rebuilding this bullish position all over again. We feel that this might be the end of that technical correction. I mean, theoretically speaking, we still see an option for, possibility for price to come back down again and hit that 32.08, as we suspected that it would do at the beginning. So we still see that option, and we just know that we're gonna still double down here if we'll have that that reaction we expect, and price will basically pull back, right? It will turn around right at that crossfire of that 32.08 level. But even if, but I would say more likely it will just continue to build up that positive momentum from yesterday, which is also going to give us that, going to allow us to keep increasing this position as price goes forward, right? Now, you remember where we think, potentially speaking, price could go to. We think 35.22 is a viable target. Let me show you where we're coming from with this estimation. So, ever since the beginning of 2019, now we're taking you about more than a year back, pretty much. That's where the dollar Canadian started to trade sideways in a pretty large scale. Now, ever since June 2019, when it actually visited at the very edge of the lower section, right? And it began to trade sideways in a lower scale trading range right here. It's like a trading range within a bigger trading range, you know what I mean? But we're still coming from the lower, the lower section, and price is more likely to reach the upper section at some point. And we think the point is now. We think this move, that's the move that's going to take price back to the upper section from side to side, from coast to coast. So having that downside move just recently was just a bit of a local correction, and price should resume the original upside move and accomplish that move once it hits that 35.22. And now you see why we're using this level as our primary target. All right, guys, that's pretty much the story about the Italian Canadian. It's an interesting one, and we'll definitely be back to follow up on it. All right, have a nice trading day. Have a lovely weekend. We'll be back on Monday. See you then. Bye-bye.